introduce to you our guiding light and mentor, Professor Dr. Gurinder Singh, Group Vice Chancellor, Amity Universities, Director General, Amity Group of Institutions, and Chairman, Vice Chairman, Global Foundation of Learning Excellence. Sir has an extensive experience of more than 28 years in institution building, teaching, consultancy, research, and industry. A renowned scholar and academician in the area of international business, Dr. Singh holds a prestigious doctorate in the area along with the postgraduate degree from prestigious Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, where he illustriously topped with 7 merits. Dr. Singh holds the distinction of being the youngest founder pro-vice chancellor of Amity University for 2 terms, the founder director general of Amity International Business School, and the founder CEO of Association of International Business School, London. He has been instrumental in establishing various Amity campuses abroad at London, USA, Singapore, Mauritius, Australia, Tashkent, and other parts of the world. Dr. Singh has spoken at various international forums, which includes the prestigious $1 Million Roundtable Conference at Harvard Business School, New York University, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, University of Leeds, University of Berkeley, California State University, Deakin, Canberra, Queensland, and many more. He has received more than 25 international and national awards and has graced a host of talk shows on various TV channels. Dr. Singh is a visionary leader and a champion of global education initiatives and has played a pivotal role in fostering international collaborations and promoting cross-cultural learning opportunities for students and scholars globally. Without any further ado, may I request Sir to kindly address the august gathering.
I often say that when friends meet, there are no boundaries, and you can discuss each and everything which is in your mind. A very warm welcome to our friends from Sussex, who are not only close partners of Amity, but we have been working with them from quite long. On behalf of our founder, Dr. Ashok Chauhan, our Chancellor, Dr. Atul Chauhan, on my own behalf as a Group Vice Chancellor, very senior deans, faculty members who are sitting here. We have got now 12 universities, so 12 Vice Chancellors and DGs, deans, senior people. It's my privilege to welcome you. Good to see Professor Robin Banerjee as a Pro-Vice Chancellor. We know you as a very thorough academics. And Professor Chitrandan Chatterjee, from the business school. I feel very happy when I see people from psychology and from the business school, because I started my career as a person who founded a business school here. And of course, Miss Isabel Hassi, who is here, and Radhika, who has been very instrumental in bringing both the universities closer. Very warm welcome to all of you, and very distinguished gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen from Amity. What I have done is that we have made a small presentation to give you an overview that what Amity is all about, since I think that quite a few of you are coming for the first time. And then we have kept few slides that what we have done in the past with you and where we are focusing on. But before you go, I think that we will create a strategic plan that next 6 months, what we want to achieve, some timelines we will keep for the next 3 years, a business plan which we can discuss one-to-one, and then how to take it forward. But first of all, let me just give you an overview of Amity. So very warm welcome once again to the visiting delegation. This is a photograph of our founder, Dr. Chauhan, a very visionary leader of the entire world, who after spending more than 3 decades came back to India with one vision that we need to create global universities. I think that you were asking me that what is the vision of this university. I think that 2 values which we share is that one is internationalization. Both Amity and Sussex, they want to actually internationalize the education. So we don't want to be only in our country. We want diversity in our education system. We want research not only to be regional specific. We want that we should be able to diversify, understand the entire world. And second thing, most important thing around which this university has developed itself is that it's a more a research and innovation driven university, which is giving meaningful careers to the students. So not only education, but the career to the students through research and innovation, which is being reflected in all the rankings which we have got, whether it's THE, whether it's QS, or it's Shanghai, or it's NIRF. Today, we have more than 200,000 students, 6,000 faculty members, 12 universities, 11 are fully operational, 12th is about to be operational in Hyderabad. We have universities in Noida, Gurugram, Greater Noida, Lucknow, Jaipur, Mumbai, Gwalior, Kolkata, Raipur, Ranchi, Patna, Mohali, and Bengaluru. So next time you are in Mumbai, you must visit our MIT University in Mumbai. 150 institutions, the largest network of institutions which any education group has in India, and overseas universities. We are the first group which has got a presence in London. You know that we are at Bedford Square, in Singapore, where we acquired the building of Chicago Business School. And this November, we will be opening up a new building at Orchard Road. It's a stand-alone multi-storied building where we will have another campus. In New York, we have acquired St. John's University. This was a campus. It's a 172 acres, beautiful campus. We have got a 27 acres campus in Dubai. We have got a university status there. In Abu Dhabi, in Sharjah, in Mauritius, in South Africa, in Kenya, and after establishing so many campuses in India and abroad, the vision of MIT became the partner of government of Uzbekistan, and we created the first ICT university in that country, where today more than 2,000 students are studying. Similarly, we went to Netherlands on the invitation of the government of Netherlands, and we created a world-class school in Amsterdam. Similarly, in San Francisco, we have created a school of sustainable management. And similar initiatives we are taking in Canada and also in Australia. 28 schools and preschools, and these are very prestigious schools. I know, Professor Robin, you have some roots in India. Your father was from India. You used to live in Panchil. Your father was from India. You used to live in Panchil. So you may be knowing that CBSE and Prestigious, you know that they are the most reputed boards. So we do IB board, but CBSE is the largest board, where thousands of students appear in class 12th and class 10th exam. It's highly competitive. We feel so proud when we see that from the last 4 years, the toppers of the CBSE are from the MIT international schools. So these are very prestigious schools. 95% of our students from the schools, they have got more than 96% marks. So you can very well see that what is the quality of the education, and then they fill the universities and wherever we are going. Yeah, last week I was speaking at the MIT International School. So I was given to understand that about 47% of the students, they want to do education abroad. So that is a kind of reputation, brand building, which we have today. 400 programs, which is again the largest metrics of the programs any university in India can offer. Our scientists, they have filed more than 2,000 patents. And not only that they have filed, they have been granted a large number of patents. Our business school, about which Professor Chatterjee were talking, we have been able to produce largest number of case studies. We work very closely with the Case Center UK, and along with the cases which we are producing, we are the first one in Asia which are producing video cases. So with the Harvard Business School, their dean was here last year, and with the Case Center, we are concentrating to look at that how we can give to the world the problems which Asia is facing. India is today the third large amongst the 5 largest economies of the world. And by 2030, it is estimated that we will be amongst the top 3 economies of the world, which means that the world has to understand it and how to do it. So I think one of the things which we thought was that we should work very closely with the industry. So from the business school, and I know that you're from the business school, we are going to the various companies, identifying their problems, and then presenting the video cases to the world. So that is what was going on. And in Dubai this year, I think on 11th of December, we are conducting a research conference where these cases are being presented, and Vicky Lester, the CEO of the case center, will be there in Dubai with us. 400 research projects are ongoing, alumni across the world. And this is the metrics which will show you that what kind of products we are offering. We have pre-nursery schools, which are known as Amion, again, one of the very reputed brands in India. Admission is very difficult here. Sometimes we feel that admission in pre-nursery is more difficult than getting into a PhD program in any reputed ones. K-12 schools, undergrad programs, postgraduate programs, PhD programs. We are running one of the largest research programs of India. Thousands of PhD scholars are with us in diverse area, multidisciplinary areas. Postdoctoral program, we are the best in India in distance and online education. We'll give you a round and you will find the kind of content creation department and online education department we have been able to create. Corporate training, we are the largest partner of Government of India to give the corporate training and continuing education. This is a list of accreditations. You name accreditation from India and we have been able to get it. The most important one is from UK. We have also been accredited, and it's the only university in India which has been accredited by QA. So we have got a 5 years re-accreditation from QA, which means that our qualifications and the UK qualifications, we can very easily map and we can transfer the credits of each other. We are again the only university of India which has got VASC accreditation. So with American universities and with UK universities, we can transfer credits without any difficulty because of the academic accreditations which we have been able to get, which shows the kind of quality, the kind of international interaction, diversification and diversity we have in our academic systems. In terms of ranking, we are amongst the top 3% universities globally, as per the QS ranking and as per the THE ranking. But this is what we feel so proud that in India, amongst all the public universities and the private universities, in terms of internationally getting ranking, MIT has got the first rank. And the next best in the NCR region is Jamia Millia, and their score is 4.4 and MIT score is 21.8. So you can see that the total value system on which the MIT is standing, it is international. Also, our global research about which you were talking, that I think the Sussex has the same strategy and the same recognition. You are amongst the top 50 brands who have got a recognition from QS in internationalization. We are amongst the top 3, which again includes public universities in the International Global Research Network. We are a university which is, as per the THE and QS ranking, has produced most employable graduates in India. The other 5 with whom we share the status are the government institutions: IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Mumbai, I'm Ahmedabad, from where you are, Professor Chatterjee. These are an IIT Kharagpur. These are the institutions which have got the rank of most employable graduates, and MIT shares the same league by producing the most employable graduates in India. These are the rankings which will show you just a benchmark that what we do. For example, our International Business School is the best in Asia. Our engineering school is amongst the top 3 in the country. Our School of Communication and Biotechnology amongst the top 3 overall and the best private schools of the country. Our fashion school, the best in the country. So this will give you an overview that whatever we do, how we benchmark ourselves. This is a photograph of our Chancellor, Dr. Atul Chauhan. By the way, he is also a product of London School of Economics. He studied there. And this is a photograph of our Dubai campus, where he also serves as the president of the board. And this campus got an award of giving the best infrastructure and intellectual resources in Middle East. All campuses are US Green Building Council Platinum certified. This is a photograph of our campus where you are sitting. So we have deliberately taken on showing you a photograph where it was all green 10 years back. But today, when you enter in to Noida, you will find that it is surrounded by all the multinational companies, Microsoft, Oracle, IBM, Tech Mahindra, and MIT had a lot of role to play in developing the Noida. So you will find that we have not only created an academic ecosystem, we have also created a social infrastructure for the entire city. The DND flyover, which you see, the villages which are now having some of the most entrepreneurial projects, the new airport which is coming up here. This puts MIT University as one of the focal points. We have another campus, which is about 15 kilometers from here, which is at Greater Noida, where we have developed a polytechnic, which is concentrating on skill development. This is a White House, we say, of MIT. It's a 40 acres campus, which is MIT University Lucknow. So if you want to experience the cultural heritage and want to buy some kurtas, we will take you to Lucknow, and you can have biryani also there. This is a Jaipur campus, which is again a very beautiful campus. Next time when you come with your family and you want to see some good foods, we can take you to Jaipur, which is also concentrating on agriculture research. And this is one of our research centers, very strong research centers, which we have been able to create there. It's a 150 acres campus. This is our Gurgaon campus, which is not very far from the airport. It's a 110 acres campus. This is our Mumbai campus. This is again a 30 acres campus, which we have been able to create. 100 acres campus in Gwalior. This is our Kolkata campus, Raipur campus, Jharkhand campus, Patna campus, and this is our new university in Mohali, Chandigarh, which is again concentrating on how we should be able to provide world-class services in Punjab, from where large number of students they go to UK and to the other parts of the world. This is a new campus, a very high-tech campus, which has been created on 60 acres in Bangalore. And these are photographs of international campuses, MIT Singapore, which was earlier the building of Chicago Business School, Mauritius, New York, Nairobi, Tashkent, London, Dubai. And these are our schools in Amsterdam, in Abu Dhabi, in Sharjah, in Singapore. Now, what we are doing in London and what we are doing in UK, MIT was the first university from India to establish its campus in London in back 2009, where we are concentrating more on study abroad programs, where the students, they're doing short duration programs. We are looking at research, but we started up with a business school there. And a large number of students, we were given to understand that we have been able to send 1,000 number of students and largest number of students for full-time programs to the various universities, and also on the short programs, study abroad programs to UK. We have got the status of most trusted partner with UK High Commission for granting visas. I was told that we were the only one and the first one to get this status, which means that anyone from India who's applying, who's our student is applying for the visas, the chances are that their visas will not be refused. And so far, anyone from India and from MIT who has applied for the UK visas, it has never been refused. Largest partner for the UKERI project, large number of students from UK have come, and I think that we welcomed your students also under the Turing scheme. Partnered with the 3 UK universities under the global grant in 2021-22. I think your university is one of them. MIT received the highest number of students from UK as part of our India immersion program. This is what we have done to bring UK closer to US and to India. We brought Harrow schools to India and to USA. So the first Harrow school is fully operational in Bangalore. And the second one will be fully operational in 2024 in our New York campus. Right, and we have plans that we should be able to bring that to the Middle East and to the other parts of the world. We are the largest partner of British Council, working with quite a few universities on the research projects, on the global grants, where we, the UK universities and the other parts of the world, we are bidding for the joint projects. With Sussex, first of all, thank you so much for your Vice Chancellor, who is a good friend. And please convey my regards. I know that she was also flying with you. but we understand. But we look forward to welcome your Vice Chancellor in February. So convey my best wishes. But Sussex students participated in India Immersion Program in July 2023. They were here. They really enjoyed it. Professor Sasha, Vice Chancellor and President, virtually participated in our conference. And we had a very good conversation from where I think that many new initiatives are being generated. MIT students have progressed into University of Sussex for doing their masters under the collaborative agreement of 2022 and 2023. Your former Deputy Pro Vice Chancellor International, Professor Richard, participated in 2022 in our research conference. We used to organize a lot of joint webinars for our students, for our school students, and for our university students. Now, what is the future? Where we will like to concentrate? I think that with the new education policy, there are a lot of things which we can do together. One, that government is trying that we should be able to bring some of the good universities from abroad to India. Australia has taken a step forward where two Australian universities, they have gone to Gujarat and they are starting with just one program. But our intention is, Professor Robin, that we should be able to bring some of the leading universities from UK to India. And that is what my proposal to your Vice Chancellor was. That 2024, which we are declaring as a year of global expansion and consolidation for MIT, we should be able to have dedicated centers at each other campuses where intention is not to look at 5, 10, 15, 20 students, but to offer series of programs. For example, psychology, business, engineering, computer sciences, AI, machine learning, data science, biotechnology, communication. We should be able to look at that what are the programs we can offer and can create a business plan around which we can develop this partnership. This will also bring the faculty to faculty linkages. So right now, what we see is that though intention at the top level is there, but somehow faculty to faculty linkages are missing. So one of the objective which we have kept is that the RH index of this university should be amongst the top few in the world. For that, I think faculty to faculty linkages are must. So we want that our faculty should be writing jointly cases with your faculty. Your faculty should be writing their research articles jointly with us. So this is the second objective, and this will only possible if we do the programs together. If they will start teaching on the program, if they will start doing research on the programs, it will bring them closer. Earlier in India, joint degrees, twinning, and dual degrees were not allowed. Now, under the new education policy, these are allowed. But there are very few universities in India who are able to understand that how they should be able to implement it. Fortunately, in MIT, we have got that kind of ecosystem where it can be done very quickly. And that's the reason that I had requested some of our very senior deans to be present in this meeting that they can look at. And Professor Robin, you are from psychology. We have got someone who's very senior from psychology from our institution, Dr. Bhatia, with whom maybe that we can discuss that how we can develop this field also. Similarly, in the field of business, Professor Chatterjee, we have got some very senior people who are sitting here. I can see Dr. Meghna, Professor Jain, and myself from this area will like to develop it. Similarly, in the area of biotechnology, we have got some very, very senior people. In research, we have got a dean of our research, Dr. Khatri, who is sitting here along with the team. We have specially requested one of the very senior scientists. You were saying that you have got very good links with DST. We got some very senior people, Dr. Gopal, who was at a secretary level, who is sitting here, who is helping us to further strengthen our linkages in one of the leading scientists of the country. From biotechnology, we have got Dr. Seema Bhatnagar, who's representing our scientific area with very high citations and research she is doing. I'm sure that we can explore that what we can do. I have specifically requested our Deputy Director General, Rear Admiral Bhatnagar, to be in this meeting who can look at that international strategy, how we can work. I can see Mr. Kanish Jain and Mr. Varun, both of them very ably looking at international affairs initiatives. I requested that both of them, they should be here along with our international affairs team who is sitting here. So we tried that we should be able to bring a team which can look at that what is going to be the next level of activities. I can see Miss Shifali, who has just come from US. We have taken another initiative there. We want that anyone who is interested in knowing that what India has to offer, we should be able to give them that kind of ecosystem. So they have just gone there where the leading scientists from the Indian origin were there. They gave a presentation that if you want to come back to your country, then how you can come back to your country. Maybe that you can spend some time back to the villages, to the cities, and then take it from there, that what are the initiatives you need to take. But here, I would also like to mention that there are number of opportunities which are existing between us. One of which can be that we can come closer through e-learning and co-branded programs. When I had a discussion with the Vice Chancellor earlier this year, I think one of the things was that joint campuses can be a reality, but from where the faculty will come. So we can have e-learning and co-branded programs where maybe that for the few weeks your faculty can fly in, but rest of the programs can be done through the e-learning portals, and we have got wonderful facilities here. So similarly, we will be more than happy to contribute in the research through our e-learning portals, offering meaningful internship and exposures to the UK student. This is what we have very successfully done earlier under the Turing scheme, under the UKRE scheme, and under the New Colombo plan for the Australian universities. So we would be more than happy to sponsor few students if they want to come and they want to experience Indian industry. And we have got an India immersion program about which I will request Admiral Bhatnagar to speak, and the initiatives we are taking. But this is a very strong program where the students, they spend some time in India, and we take them to the various places, to the industry, and then they write their dissertation. Building research, training, and consulting partnerships. And this is one area where we feel that there is a lot of synergy. I had requested Dr. Khatri specially to identify that which are the major schemes under which Sussex and MIT, they can apply and they can get good grants or they can develop research. In the business area, I have requested Dr. Meghna that if she can look at that which are the areas where we can work together. Similarly, in biotechnology and psychology, you can give your expression of interest. So articulation pathway, which is already in the final stage, we have done in the BBA program with the business school. But we like to explore biotechnology, engineering, psychology, film, drama, and law. These are the new areas which we want that we should explore. So that's the reason that I have specifically requested the director of our law school, Dr. Tomar is here. Dr. Tomar, if you can just, yeah. We are having the highest number of law students in this law school. It's one very strong law school. We have about 10,000 students. They study law with us. So this is another area which we like to see. Joint and dual degrees, and more importantly, campus in campus and T&E model. Which we want to develop with you. And believe me, this can be, and this is going to be the future of the world. We know that in UK, there is a huge increase in the applications. Accommodation is becoming an issue, which is a major challenge for the UK universities. We also know that visa refusal rate is very high. So T&E model, where the first part of the program is in India or the complete program is in India at the same quality and similar kind of infrastructure we can develop. And that's the reason that I'm proposing that we can have one-to-one discussions that how to implement T&E model. So maybe that next few months we will concentrate on creating this model, and 2024 we can consolidate it and can implement it. Joint research and supervision of PhDs, I think that which is very easily we can do it. And then short-term mobility programs. We were able to welcome your few students, but maybe that we like to further diversify under the Going Global Turing Scheme and India Immersion Program. This is what we have done in the past at the New Colombo Plan, USAID system, Erasmus Plus project, UKRI schemes. We have been able to welcome students from across the world. These are few of your students who participated under the India Immersion Program. We do ambassador lecture series where we call the ambassadors of the various countries. By the way, your ambassador, the day he joined, next day, the first university he spoke was at MIT University. Similarly, ambassador of US, ambassador of Netherlands, ambassador of Finland, ambassador of Australia, all of them, they have been on the campus. We do Nobel laureate series where we call some of the leading researchers of the world to spend some time at the campus and can become the inspiration for our young researchers. These are the list of the various institutions and domains. I think that there's no one in India which is offering so many domains and institutions. There was a question on the online programs. We are the best in India in the online, but what makes us so proud is that we were able to fulfill the dreams of our former president, Dr. Kalam. As you know, that he was a nuclear scientist, and the day he assumed the office, the first delegation he took abroad was not of a business people, but of the academicians. And he picked up 19 vice chancellors from across India. We were humbled and privileged that he picked us also. So I was a part of the delegation, represented MIT and country. We went to Addis Ababa, where the president had to speak. So he came on the stage where all the state heads of African countries were sitting and European Union chair was sitting. And he said that I want to give Africa something which Africa will remember for centuries. And people clapped for 3 minutes that now President Kalam is going to say that these many $1 billion. His next sentence was, but not a dollar to give. So people were thinking what he's going to give. He said, but I'll give you tool to earn dollars. I'll give you education. And people laughed. So what he's talking, he said, I will give you education. So people said, how you will do it? So he said that virtual education, where the top people from UK, America, India, Australia will create a consortium. At the end, the European Union had to speak. They concluded that Africa was not ready. It is not possible. Very unusual president he was. He just laughed. He just laughed and said, okay. And he came back. And we thought that the project has died up. Early morning, 7:30 we reached. 10:30 he called a meeting. Right? And he said that I firmly believe that this can be done. How many of you feel? And give me a very positive and straight feedback. 18 universities said in India, it is not possible. And European Union is very right. We respect you, but it will take time. It will take at least 8 to 10 years. At that time, Dr. Chauhan, who's our founder, came forward and said that if country wants it, and if the president of India wants it, then we are going to implement this project in Africa. I remember going almost every week to Africa to implement this project. Result was 80,000 students from Africa. They did it. I know that you keep on going to Stanford. Years later, we were called to give a presentation at Stanford that how India created virtual education hub in Africa. So that is what we try to do. All our students, they do one foreign language. Medium of instruction is English, but are all students, they have to pick up at least one more language, which is French, German, Spanish, Arabic, Japanese, Chinese, and Russian. We work on developing the skills and the vocational knowledge of the students so that we can make them employable. Our incubator, from where we have been able to create more than 500 companies. These are our research hubs across the globe. Professor Robin, you were saying that what our vision is. Our vision is that we should be able to create meaningful education which is based on research and innovation. So you can see in Australia, UK, Russia, Africa, South America, North America, we have got our research hubs, which has been resulting into some of the top companies coming to campus, doing joint programs with us, consulting programs with us. We are the largest partner of Government of India in terms of consulting and in terms of giving the training. We feel strongly, that university is not a university if the students don't smile. University has no meaning if there is no excitement. University has no meaning if there's no humbleness. University has no meaning if you don't give freedom to people. to work. And that is the reason that you will find that we are creating an ecosystem where it's the university for equals. So we are giving 3,000 scholarships every year, where 2,000 girl students under Amitasha and 1,000 boys under Atulasha, they get funding right from the pre-nursery class to the PhD level. The vision of the foundation is 35 universities in every state and union territory, over 100 campuses across the country, and 50 universities worldwide. Maybe physical campuses, maybe campus in campus, or maybe virtual campus. We look forward to establish joint campus with you. And 2024 is going to be the year of friendship between both the universities. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for such an insightful overview of the Amity Education Group. For the presentation on research initiatives, I invite Dr. Gopal Bhushan, Deputy Director General, Amity Directorate of Science and Innovation.
Good morning and very well. Good morning and very warm welcome to Amity. I am Gopal Bhushan. I'm representing the Director of Science and Innovation. I'm standing here for my president, Dr. Selva Murthy, could not be here today. He's the president of Amity Foundation for Science, Innovation and Technology and Director General for Amity Science Innovation Directorate. My background is that I spent about 35 years in Ministry of Defense Research and Development as a scientist. So post my superannuation from DRDO, I've joined Amity last year. And I bring my experience here to give back to what I've learned over the years in Government of India. My presentation would be on research and science and technology cooperation, which we do at our directorate. But before that, I would say that we were very fortunate to have the leadership of Founder President Dr. Ashok Chauhan, and we are all living his vision to make India a knowledge superpower in the years to come. All initiatives are focused towards that vision. We are also fortunate to have Dr. Atul Chauhan, Dr. Asim Chauhan as a visionary and leader who have been guiding us in our mission. It's already been covered by Dr. Gurinder Singh. These are campuses in India and a few campuses in abroad. We have campuses in Singapore, Mauritius, New York, San Francisco, Dubai, London. And aim is to have campuses, one campus in every state of India. And recently we had one statement here, which we have recently opened in Bangalore. These are the programs which we do. These are 300 plus undergrad program and graduation program, the post-graduation program. And all programs are very focused on the career and growth of our students. So we make them not all knowledgeable, but we make them industry ready. So that's an aim of our all programs. We have top ranking in the country, is among 35 in the universities. In department like pharmacy, we're 21. Management 28, and engineering 31. We have been accredited across the globe by various prestigious accreditation agencies.
The Indian intellectual property.
Especially for to protect our IPR, which are the faculty, very able faculty and researcher have been producing. We've been consistently awarded by Indian government. This is an award which is given by Indian government in 2020 to honor our pursuit of protecting intellectual property. We have almost like 2,100 patents filed and about 243 patents granted so far. These are the few bullets on our achievements so far. We have 200,000 very brilliant students enrolled in our university in India and abroad. We have 10,000 faculty in science and education, science, engineering, and medicine. We have we already have 30 technologies transferred to the industry, and we have about 200 being identified, which are being in negotiation with the industry for productions. We have 35,000 plus research publications, and we're very, very proud to say that we have H index of 131. This is a very respectable measure of our research production. So basically, the ecosystem which we have created here is the MIT Research Ecosystem, and this, as I said, MIT Science Technology Innovation Foundation, which is STIP, which Dr. Salamurthy heads as the president. MIT Directorate of Science Innovation, ADSI, where I work, and Dr. Salamurthy again, the Director General. Then there is a total quality management of R&D, and their directorate looks after the quality management and also the patents. We work very diligently under the missions called Mission Impossible, Mission Outcome, Mission Connect. There are missions which have visions, and the vision we follow in our initiative to produce, which has been visioned by our founder president. Mission Entrepreneurship, Mission Skill Development. We have so this is the same thing. We have been recognized by Government of India, various Science and Technology Department of India, and there's been sponsored research programs to us. We have today about 500 sponsor program by Department of Science Technology, DRDO, CSIR, ICMR, DBT, and Nuclear Science Technology, DAE, and BARC also. So under this mission, we have facilities set up here. We have incubation center here, which is supported by DST. We have about 750 plus companies which are incubated here. They're physically present here in the campus, and some of them virtually work. We have generated employment roughly about 4,000 plus towards this industry. So international collaboration we already have Europe, USA, US, and Asia. So this target for us for next 10 years is to create 15-20% equity in 1,000 companies. The aim is to have startups by faculty also. Today we have about 10 startups by our faculties, and probably in a year one or two, we have 25 startups by faculty and research working together. The quality human resource is the key to our success. We are very conscious about having a good quality human resource so that we can have a good quality student produced by us, so that they are industry ready, they are scientists of high caliber. We have networked with Nobel laureates around the world. They have been coming here for producing lectures and to mentoring our students. We give scholarship to our students under STIF scholarship program. We also have Ramalingam Swami Ramanujan Fellows coming here. As already said, Ms. Shifari was there in the USA for the last week to present MIT's intellectual growth and attract them to come back here under DST scholarship program. And we already have a couple of them coming here every year. These are the MOUs which we do with the international university, Indian university. The prominent ones are Johns Hopkins University, USA, University of Kent, UK, Purdue University. At India, we have a MOU with all prestigious DST, Science Technology Department of the Government of India, and IITs also. This is a very milestone program for us. DTRA, the Defense Threat Reduction Agency of USA, they have sponsored $1 million to our nuclear department here, MIT Department of Nuclear Science Technology. We have set up a facility for them and collaboratively working here. We have been training under this program to our all state agencies and central agencies. And phase 2 is being now negotiated. Probably another $1 million would be seen coming to us. These are the awards, recognition, fellowship we have been given by government, we given by various academias and internationally also. These are the area of expertise for us. We we have computational biology, cancer research, translational research, stem cell, genome, all you name it, we have it here. And we have experts to teach our students to do research in cutting edge science technology areas. These are data science, technology, robotics, astrobiology. So these are the technology transfer I mentioned. About a few of them is mentioned here. 30 have been transferred, 200 have been identified. The industry is coming forward to have a technical understanding of our technology being handed over to them. These are infrastructure to match our capability to produce excellent scientists and researchers. We have state-of-the-art infrastructure in all departments of MIT. So that's a very short brief for our science technology innovation roadmap. We would be very happy to work together, and we be happy to collaborate. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bhushan. For the address by our visiting delegation, it is my honor to welcome and introduce to you Professor Robin Banerjee, Pro Vice Chancellor for Global and Civic Engagement, University of Sussex, UK, also a renowned professor of development psychology. Between 2019 and 23, Professor Banerjee was the head of the School of Psychology. He first arrived at the University of Sussex as an undergraduate student and stayed on at the university to complete his doctoral study on the topic of social, cognitive, motivational, and emotional aspects of self-presentation in childhood. He went on to serve as a British Academy postdoctoral fellow and took up a position as lecturer in psychology in 2002, progressing to his current position as a professor of development psychology. Professor Banerjee has taken his first university leadership role as head of school in August 2019, in which capacity he represented the sciences on the university executive team. In September 2023, he became the university's first Pro Vice Chancellor for Global and Civic Engagements. His research focuses on the social and emotional development of young people, and he works closely with practitioners and policymakers in the area of education and mental health. He founded the Sussex Center for Research on Kindness, an interdisciplinary research center focused on illuminating the nature of kindness and its impact on people and community. Professor Banerjee recently led the world's largest ever public science projects on kindness, the Kindness Test, in partnership with the BBC. Thank you, Professor Banerjee, for being with us. May I please invite you on the dais for the address?
Thank you very much, everybody. It's a great pleasure to be here with you today. Very pleased to be here for the first time in Amity. Wonderful to hear, professors, of the great work that's taking place across the academy here, and the internationalization outlook seems extremely positive. I can feel a very, very good synergy with what we are trying to do at the University of Sussex. I have to convey the apologies from our Vice Chancellor and President, Professor Sasha Roseneal. She was so looking forward to being here with all of you on this trip to India, but with the thank you very much. With the world events taking place at the moment, with our very internationally diverse community, I hope you understand she had to make the very difficult decision to stay in the UK this week. However, she is so interested in hearing about how we can nurture the very positive relationship that we already have with Amity, and looks forward very much to interacting with everybody in the months and years to come. So please do take that on board. I'm very pleased now to be able to talk a little bit about the University of Sussex, where we've come from and where we're going to. And it's been so interesting, Professor Bhushan and Professor Singh, to hear about all the wonderful synergies that I think there are with University of Sussex. I want to say a little bit about history because I think it's very important for us to understand the roots of where we come from. Sussex University was founded in 1961. At that time, there were already many universities in the UK, many universities with a very long and rich history. But in the 1960s, there was a new wave beginning, the development of new universities. And Sussex was the very first of these new universities. And it was important because it was a departure. It was a departure from the way that things were done, starting something new. And you can see here, the emphasis was on a new map of learning. The focus was on developing a new approach to how we learn. And at its core was internationalism, innovation, collaboration, and a very important word for us, interdisciplinarity. Now, of course, many people talk now about doing interdisciplinarity, but for Sussex, this is part of our DNA. We were the first of the universities to really take that bold step of saying that students need to interact with each other across the academy. Rather than staying in a very blinkered way, focusing on our own subject, we need to sit up, look around, connect with people, to work together on the grand challenges of our time. That was true in the 1960s, and it's still true. I would say even more true now, as we have to come together to shine a light on problems from different angles so that we can solve them, find solutions. Now, I wanted to also show the commitment to internationalism, which was there right from the beginning. You can see on the left-hand side of the picture, our founding Vice-Chancellor, John Fulton. From the very beginning when Sussex was founded, there was a commitment to international connection. The idea from the very outset was that we would always be positioning Sussex on the world stage, intimately connected with the rest of the world. This is a very important point because you see, it's very easy for us to get into a model of working as a university where we just think about our immediate surroundings, what is the kind of pressures within our own national context, and just focus on that, focus on our students, our staff in the UK. From Sussex, it was very important right from the beginning, and this is what John Fulton was making a point about, to link up with the world. And you can see right next to him, Dr. Azikiwe, the Governor General of Nigeria at the time. John Fulton is actually showing the plan of the University of Sussex campus, and I hope very much I'll be able to welcome you onto the campus. At that time, it was not yet even being built. They were just looking at how could this campus be created on the outskirts of Brighton in the beautiful Sussex countryside. Now, of course, we do have it, and it is absolutely gorgeous, and I very much hope that I'll be able to welcome some of you to University of Sussex campus in due course. I look forward to that very much. I know some of you have already had the pleasure of being there. It's a beautiful campus. But the key thing is that while we have that physical campus, I like the way you started, Professor Singh, no boundaries. We're connected with the rest of the world. So fast forward over 60 years, and here the University of Sussex is on its current strategic plan, Sussex 2025, talking about being a better university for a better world. Now, of course, there are many different strands to this, but the point I wanted to highlight were those 5 words which are at the bottom: kindness, integrity, inclusion, collaboration, and courage. For us, these are our institutional values guiding everything that we do. And when this Sussex 2025 strategy was created, it was created with a community commitment to these values. The focus is not just on what we do in our research, but it is how we do our research, how we work together, how we interact with colleagues around the world, how we interact with local business partners, how we interact with the rest of the world. This is a fundamental part of what it means to be at Sussex. And I was very, very energized by what you said, Professor Singh, about happiness, coming with a smile, humility. All of these things, I think, resonate very strongly with our institutional values because it says that how we are together, how we connect with each other, how we relate to each other is fundamental. Thank you very much. So, I said to you, we were the first of the new universities in the 1960s, daring to be different. This is still part of the Sussex ethos. We do not simply follow convention. And let me be frank with you, sometimes that's really challenging. It requires us, and I say this to my students, it requires us to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. We need to learn to be in that space where we're innovating, where we're disrupting, and we're doing it deliberately because we know that we need to make changes in this world. We know we need to work together to make those changes, and we need to inspire change. And I'm very pleased, Professor Bhushan, to hear about the extensive areas of expertise that you were describing, because all of those different areas that you were describing across STEM subjects and all the other subjects in the academy enable us to come together to disrupt where needed in order to solve the world's challenges. A key part of this, of course, is internationalism. And I already mentioned it, you were very kind to cite it, Professor Singh. We are in the top 50 of the world, not just in the UK, top 50 of the world in terms of international outlook. And this is a very important part of our ethos, our identity as a university. We really need to think a lot about how we connect with the world. And we love the fact that we have a very internationally diverse community. We have around 18,000 and a little bit more than that now, full-time equivalent students. Probably by the time you look at all the people who are part-time and so on, we're probably up to about 20,000 students in terms of headcount across undergraduate, master's, doctoral levels as well. And you can see here from the percentages, a large number of students from abroad. And I was one of them, as in the very kind introduction that you gave me. I arrived at Sussex, but I had had a very international childhood. I didn't grow up in the UK. I arrived at Sussex and immediately felt at home. This was a place where international spirit pervades the entire institution. We now have the largest study abroad network of the entire UK higher education system. We have an amazing alumni, a group of alumni, which of course grows every year, over 200,000 alumni now across the globe. And that international environment, I think, nurtures success. And for us, success is very important, not for the sake of it, but success is important for being able to create a commitment to positive change in the world. One of the things that we're very proud about, among many, is that first bullet point that you can see on the screen in front of you, which is our status as first in the world. Again, not just first in the UK, #1 in the world in the QS World University Rankings for development studies. This is part of the ethos of Sussex. You could tell from the photo that I showed right at the beginning, our commitment to connecting with the whole world has been very important to us from the inception of the university in the 1960s, and it still remains absolutely fundamental. So with our #1 status in the world for development studies, we're branching out to a whole wide range of subjects. And I'll show you a little bit about some of our research foci going forward. But now we are across sciences, arts, and humanities, so many subjects in the UK top 20, and indeed in the world top 100 in many subjects as well. And the business school has been mentioned several times already in the very kind presentations. We were very delighted over the last few years to now take on the position as the UK's largest business school in terms of research income. Thank you very much. We've achieved this status because for us, education and research come together. Our students are part of this adventure, and it is an adventure. And I love the fact that you've describing what's happening in Amity in terms of a spirit of curiosity and inquiry. We want to cultivate that in our students. And for us, students are part of that research journey. And we've been able to do that with partnership with other countries, institutions around the world, like our very valued relationship with Amity University, but also partnership with industry, with enterprise, And that cultivates then a spirit of entrepreneurship among all our faculty and students as well. We actually do a lot of work to support the development of entrepreneurial skills in our students as well. A lot of extracurricular activities to support that. And of course, the end result is what you have there on the screen, that we've now become the largest business school in terms of research income, because what that means is that funders are trusting us to do groundbreaking research that makes a difference in the world. They're trusting us, they're investing in us to do that groundbreaking research. And I could go on, there are many, many different things to focus on, but I just want to draw your attention to the penultimate bullet point on this screen, which is about the impact of our work on the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Now, I mentioned to you, unfortunately, Professor Sasha Rosenil, our Vice Chancellor and President, wasn't able to join us today. But I wanted to let you know as well that she is so deeply committed to engaging with universities, including, of course, Amity, around our key focus areas going forward. And one of the most important of those is sustainability. We are thinking deeply about how we engage with the world that's changing so rapidly in relation to the development of a green economy that protects our planet while also serving to enhance the potential of every human being on this planet. And so sustainability is very close to the heart of University of Sussex. We're now number 3 in the UK for the ranking of sustainability. As a sustainable institution, we are right up there because we have ambitious targets, ambitious plans around how we work around sustainability. And the key idea here is that this is not simply something that the university does. This is something that the university is. It's about how we are as a community. We have made a commitment to net zero in a very short amount of time. 2035 is our commitment. We have a commitment to making sure that sustainability pervades the entire curriculum for all students, as well as throughout our research. And we're very pleased to be in the top 50 again in the world for sustainability. So let me just give you a little bit of a background in terms of the shape of the university. It was very interesting to hear you talking about the different areas that you would like to work on. And really, I want to close by talking about the different areas that we have where we're excited about working with you as well. We have currently 10 academic schools, as well as a doctoral school and a Center for Language Studies. This year, under the leadership of our Vice Chancellor, Professor Sasha Rosenil, we are moving towards a structure of 4 faculties, and I've color-coded them so you can see how these will work. Number 1, the business school, which already exists as a unified structure. As I've described already, this is one of the most successful business schools in the country, the most successful in terms of research income, and a very huge part of the landscape of the University of Sussex campus. And really, it's a fantastic success story because this is really quite new. This has been something that we've nurtured over the last 15 years. To occupy that position, to become number 1 in the country, I think is extraordinary. And I'm very, very pleased and honored to be joined today by Professor Chatterjee from the business school, who will certainly be very happy to share experiences in that school. Then the next 3 are going to become the Faculty of Social Sciences. They're composed of 3 schools: the School of Global Studies, where a lot of that amazing work on development studies, number 1 in the world, takes place. And then Law, Politics, and Sociology, and then Education and Social Work. Then in the green, you can see Media, Arts, and Humanities. This is actually 13 departments which have already come together in one structure. This covers everything from music and art history to philosophy to English to history, all of those different things coming together, 13 departments. And actually, you may have noticed when I was introduced, I have the title of, very interesting title. It's a big portfolio, Pro-Vice Chancellor of Global and Civic Engagement. And I wanted to say to you that our commitment to arts and culture in the civic environment is very important as well. We want our university to be deeply interconnected with the people in the communities that we serve as well. And arts and culture is a very important part of this. And just to alert you as well, I'm taking over now as the chair of the Cultural Alliance in Brighton and Hove, which is a city that we're part of. And for us, it's very much about making sure that university is not out there. University is in here for every single person who lives in that community. Which brings me on to the last section. These are 5 schools you can see at the bottom in purple. Psychology, which is the school that I built up as head of school. We have a rich heritage also with the first appointments to psychology being made in the 1960s across, even from the 1960s, across the full spectrum of psychology, from social cultural processes right through to the biological aspects. We now have one of the very largest communities, most academically diverse communities of psychology students and staff in the country. This is a very exciting opportunity for us because what is happening this year is that psychology, life sciences, engineering and informatics, mathematical and physical sciences, and our leading Brighton and Sussex Medical School are joining forces to become the new Faculty of Science, Engineering and Medicine. This will become the largest faculty of the university. And it's a really important statement, I think, that we're making here. Our commitment is to making this the leading place for science, engineering, and medicine. And this is going to be part of our key strategy for Sussex 2035, which is what we're working towards now. We already have a huge amount of success. We have, as you saw on the previous slide, we have Nobel laureates among our connections in the history, the short history, relatively short history of Sussex University, multiple Nobel laureates linked to Sussex or who are teaching at Sussex. We have many highly cited researchers at the moment. And again, Professor Chatterjee is here representing the world-leading science policy research unit housed in our fantastic business school as well. But I wanted to talk about future directions to end this session, and then I look forward to an open discussion about the possibilities. We are borrowing a phrase from Nelson Mandela, and I told you before that we were always internationally minded. We're always also focused on social responsibility and justice. In the 1960s, when the university was founded, we were the first to really take a stance as a university, and this is students and staff, at a time when it was not the popular or trendy thing, to take a stance against apartheid in South Africa. Our students and staff are energized and inspired and committed and motivated to make a difference in the world, to identify places where there are concerns and to find solutions and to take a stand to make a difference. And our commitment to that has been a dominant spirit of Sussex, which remains today. And so Nelson Mandela, who was a very inspirational figure for all of us across the world, has always been an important connection to the university. And we formed in 1973. We were the first UK university, actually, to found Nelson Mandela scholarships. And we still retain a very strong relationship with Nelson Mandela Foundation in South Africa. So that was a little detour to give you the backdrop to why we selected something from his mouth to say that actually when it comes to research, let's not say impossible, because things are only impossible until they're done. So here are the 12 centers of excellence we have just launched this summer. These are all building on areas of strength in the university. And I want to emphasize, this is about interdisciplinarity. This is not about a single group of individuals in one subject area or one discipline just doing their specialist work. Of course we have that. But this is also about talking to each other, connecting to each other. And that's why I'm very happy that you talked about faculty connections. Faculty exchanges internationally are a very big part of these. All of these centers of excellence, which we launched this summer, are deeply committed to international connections. So I'm very excited to think about what we might be able to do here. And please look at the range. We have everything. These are not in any particular order. We have everything from artificial intelligence, where we have a joint institute in China already,
consciousness science, quantum technology, one of the most rapidly growing areas with a huge amount of investment from external stakeholders, neuroscience, genome damage. Actually, from the previous presentation, I was very pleased to see actually such a great synergy with our centers of excellence and what is being done at Amity as well. There's some very, very strong connections there. But all the way through to some of the social challenges of the time: global health, sustainability, migration, childhood and youth, international education, right? These are all the areas, trade policy, humanities. It's about bringing them all together and thinking as a university, how can we go out there and make a difference in the world? And of course, our international connections are fundamental. We're coming to the end of our current strategy, which is Build a Better World 2025. I won't go through in detail, but the key thing that I want to talk about is just how we are trying to integrate a program of mobilities, joint programs and joint institutes, which we have just started, like I said, our agreements in terms of articulation and progression, our relationship in terms of collaboration on research, of co-authorship, of bilateral research funding. All of these things we feel bring us together as a community. The world is getting smaller and smaller in terms of our ability to connect with each other. We must capitalize on that because we must look up, look around, and look broad. Look at make sure our horizons are very much broadened. And so I wanted to draw your attention to that last point about bring the world home. We really want to get to the point where every student, even if they don't choose to study abroad, even if they don't go abroad, they still have an international experience. And this is one of the things we're trying to double at the moment, to make sure that students get that international experience through, for example, online learning programs. And Professor Singh, you mentioned the e-learning program, the idea that students may be able to participate in that, so that there may be physical mobilities, but there's also the remote connections as well. All of this, of course, depends on our partnership, which is why it's such a pleasure to be here with you in Amity today. We have so many connections with universities all over the world, and these are really every inhabited continent. It's very exciting to be with partners and to think about how we can work together. And they take many different forms, and we recognize that and we celebrate that. Some of them can be student-focused mobility exchange programs. Some of them can be global hubs. Some of them can be T&E programs. Some of them are really fundamentally about research, and we're very interested in the idea of how we create an infrastructure around research. But the main thing I wanted to conclude with is the feeling of how we work together. Not just what we do. And I want to bring you back to those 5 values that I started with: kindness, integrity, inclusion, courage, and collaboration. Because for me, this is how we actually nurture a truly influential, impactful world of university higher education, where we connect with each other and make a difference in the world, where we link up with partners in governments, link up with partners in business, link up with partners in the voluntary sector, and together, using those values, we make the world a better place. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Professor Banerjee. I would request now if we can, all of us, we can introduce ourselves and can very briefly tell the areas where we are interested. I will start with the Professor No problem. Professor Chatterjee, since you are representing the business school, and we have got a very strong business school here, which concentrates on research. Which are the areas? We know that we are working on BS programs, but we'd be interested in MS programs also. Besides articulation, research initiatives, consulting and training. So these are the few areas, but we'd like to understand more from you, that which are the areas which you would like to concentrate. And then I'll also request my colleagues if they can tell their areas.
Yeah, I do have a set of slides. and I hope I'm not missing important information from the slides, being a business school academic. But both your presentation and Robin's presentation takes me back to this idea of what we are standing today with the grand challenges in the world, and why education is the way forward to solve those grand challenges. And in that environment, going back to the statistics that Amity is at a scale of like 200,000 students and Sussex is at a scale of 20,000 students. So we are conversing between a 10x university and a X university in different geographies, where higher education in the UK is suffering from real-time issues on accommodation costs, and TNA seems to be the disruptive business model here to take through education to solve the solutions of the world. So in this story, I feel that the business school at Sussex is trying an ambidextrous strategy. We have in Indian mythology the idea of Sabyasachi, right? And we are playing cricket now. We want bowlers who can bowl left and right-handed. Ben Stokes is missing from the England cricket team, and the performance has not been enough inspirational. So we need, Joe Root is actually reverse sweeping a lot these days, which I'm a little aching, classicist, no? I'm not liking Joe Root's reverse scooping so much. Point is, ambidexterity, both in scale and quality, and I can see clearly in that aspiration of yours, is important to solve the grand challenges that Sasha is documenting in terms of climate change, the digital and data futures that are staring at us with artificial intelligence, what has happened to authenticity and trust and engagement between teachers and students with the pandemic especially. Zoom has become the normal through which we are giving education. We might be super gung-ho about using these platforms, but we need to think about where are those days where teacher students had that guru shishya parampara, or even the relationships that we had for a lifetime. I was in Mumbai and I met my former IIM Bangalore and IIM Ahmedabad students. They still keep in touch, but they're a generation pre-pandemic. I don't know what my pandemic students from IIM Ahmedabad will be doing with me. So with that as the precursor, I want to come to the business school. Yes, we are the #1 with ref incomes. We have some very ambitious initiatives in the futures of the digital futures of work, in international trade policy, given especially in the UK. How does UK express itself in a world post-Brexit is an important policy conversation. And of course, my department, which is Science Policy Research Unit, has for a long time now guided national innovation system conversations. So when Chris Freeman founded this in the 1960s, along the time when Sussex was founded, it basically came in that era post-Schumpeter, where entrepreneurs were the unit of analysis to drive creative destruction. And Chris took it to the nation level and started talking of S&T as driving the South Korean transformation or the Mexican transformation or transformation in the Latin Americas or the Africa. And that's exactly how we have historically gotten involved with India's STI journey. In fact, if you look at the comparison between South Korea and India, and you may have heard this, both started at the same point with independence, but we have a different trajectory in how we have been able to or not able to use STI for economic development of this country. Of course, we have a Chandrayaan today, Chandrayaan 3, but have we been able to give a mRNA vaccine to the world, where the Pfizers of the world are, through the geopolitics of this vaccine mechanism, preventing mRNA vaccines from reaching a large part of the global south? There were South African ministers, Sussex alums, in campus, where we were discussing how geopolitics is influencing science and technology policy for national economic development. And SPRU has played a very instrumental part in that, along with these new centers around trade policy and digital futures of work. We have some very influentially cited scholars in the business school. Sustainability and the role of ESG and the normative role of businesses, right? Especially as business school academics, we are not here just to produce an entrepreneur for making profits purposes. Robin's research on kindness, he was talking about it, and I've been thinking all these last few days, why cannot companies be kind, right? That's the conversation we want to have. Making money does not need to exclude you from creating like a system which is not for everybody, right? And I can see in your presentation, Professor Gurinder, the aspiration Amity has, especially globally, to give access to education while achieving kindness and empathy in that presentation. So I think that's the business school agenda. I am a professor of economics and global health, economics of innovation and global health. For the last 15 odd years now, I have worked on access versus innovation, being kind as a pharmaceutical firm, how you can give new medicines for everybody and not just for the elite. And in fact, my journey in some sense tells you a little bit about how we can bring the Sussex spirit, impossible until it is done, like Nelson Mandela said, to Amity and hence to the entire country and perhaps then back to the world, right? You are almost like becoming that Indian product which can be a global solution to how you can enhance access to education, quality education at scale. So I wish you all my best. The business school, my professor, my dean, Steve McGuire, is looking forward to engaging with you. There are details in the slides and presentations I have. And Isobel and others will be in touch, of course. And I think the TNE pathway seems to be the right pathway for the moment. And definitely on the faculty research front. So SPRU houses the world's #1 innovation journal, research policy. We have a couple other journals at SPRU. And the reason I am at SPRU and I am at Sussex, why I was in India for 12 years, from 2011 to 2021. I left in the second wave of the pandemic. I was working with IIM Bangalore, IIM Ahmedabad, and ISP before leaving, and I've been trained in the Carnegie Mellon University, and I'm an alum of an IIT and IIM. But the reason I left is SPRU does research which is relevant for the world, and I truly believe in that Chris Freeman ideology of, I shouldn't be calling it ideology, the thought that it is not enough just to publish case studies or publications. We do our research and education to change the world, to inform policy with evidence, not just get swayed by evidence, not just get by swayed by policy-based evidence, but rather evidence-based policy. So with that, I'll give it to my colleagues in Amity University, and thank you for the opportunity to give us this platform.
Thank you, Professor Chatterjee. I think it's always a pleasure to see someone from India talking so passionately about the business models which we are observing around the globe. I know that we have got some very senior people from our business school sitting, but we need to work on it now, that what is that on which both the sides can work. I think that if you look at the history of the business schools, MIT has played a very important and pivotal role in creating change in the entire ecosystem. You touched on technology and multidisciplinary research, and I think that we were the first one in the country, especially from the international business and technology point of view, which not only brought the changes in our academic structure, but we wanted that we should be able to integrate AI, machine learning, data science into other business schools. So we are very happy to share with you that we were the first one in the country who started up a course in MBA in international business and AI 7 years back when people were only thinking about it. We created the first data science program, first in the country. And not only at the postgraduate and PhD level, we also started integrating it at the undergrad level. So I think these are the areas which Dr. Meghna and Dr. Ruchika Jain, who is sitting here, will be able to take it forward. But we strongly feel that business has no value if it is not concentrating on technology. And I was very impressed by you when you said the TNE model is something on which we need to work. We understand. And I keep on traveling quite a lot. My life has gone in traveling. And I see that the biggest challenge which UK is facing or will be facing is in the times to come is going to be that how to scale up their education. I was with the British Consul 2 days back in the evening, and I was given to understand that there has been a huge rush, 185% increase in the applications, right? 37% of them which have been refused, even the entry into the UK. Accommodation is one of the biggest challenges. Employment, which right now is not a challenge, but I'm sure that within 2-3 years, again, it will come to the same circle. As economists, you know, and me, we know better that what is going to happen. So we need to create a model which is sustainable. We are already at international affairs, and in the business school, we have created a TNE model. And that is the reason I wanted that we should discuss and we should implement it. 2024, we have kept a year where we will be implementing TNE model. We have an aspiration that we should not be giving something to the world which has already been produced. But we want that our business school should be positioned very differently. It should not be a privilege of only very few people who are taking the education, but we want to penetrate deep like we did in Africa. We feel so happy that our business school was the first one in the world which was able to implement the concept of e-learning in Africa. And same thing which we are doing, Prime Minister Modi, when he came in the power, I think the one project which he took was the e-Shiksha Bharati. So we were very happy and very inspired that at that level, someone is thinking that good work of our business school or of our university, which they have done, it has been carried forward. But this is a model which we want to work. We are keeping a very ambitious target with number and business lens. I will talk to you and to your Vice Chancellor with whom we have been interacting. But these are the areas I would request the business school to prepare a document, research, where we will be concentrating on. Especially, I have noted down trade policy and digital future, which is his area. If you go on LinkedIn, I have put a post today that one of our books just happens coincidentally that this was published by Springer. It is being indexed Scopus today only. And this has got very good citations. So I think that we can work together on the citations also. And I can see Dr. Khatri smiling because that is his area. He's very passionately trying that our H index and citation should increase. But that is another area that where we can work. But I would request if all the three business schools, they can create a policy document. I would like to personally see and chair it to see that at least in the business area, TNE, research, funding, consulting, training, concentrating on international business and on the digital future, we should be able to take it forward. Thank you. And healthcare and life. And I think that another very good thing which he has done, and we have done some research, how to bring down the cost of the medicines. You know, India, it is one of the major problem is that if you go to any premium hospital, the cost of the medicine is very high. And we did some work. I think that one of our professors, they did a work with Apollo, where we are a consultant. We are doing a lot of programs with how to bring down the cost of medicines by looking at the generic medicines, where we can help the pharmaceuticals, that without compromising on the revenue, how we can create that base. So I think that is another area which we like to work on. Professor Sani, who is at Kellogg, and whose brother, yeah. So Mohan Bhai is also a good friend of ours. So he works at Kellogg, and I think that his elder brother, because you mentioned COVID vaccine. So I think 4 years back, we met in Boston, where we organized a research conference. And at that time, you may be knowing that he was instrumental in creating something with Pfizer, which was quite instrumental. So we feel so proud that Indian origin people are doing so well, though they are American, but we like to concentrate on that how we can do it. So prepare a policy document covering all these aspects, and we will send to you and we'll take it forward. Thank you.
No, I would be happy to share the science technology area which we pursue here through my presentation, which is basically a very brief presentation, but I can have a detailed presentation share with you. And I would be happy to map technology area which we pursue here and the expertise we have with your requirements going through website, or if you have presentation to share, I'll map them, give some options to collaborative research and higher education. So that should be, I think, the starting point for our collaborations. Thanks.
Good morning, Professor Banerjee and Professor Chatterjee. Welcome again to Amity University. As we are mentioning through the presentation of Gurinder sir and also what Dr. Gopal Bhushanji was mentioning, definitely collaboration is the way ahead. Working in solo is not going to work, because we had been working and seeing the various rankings, impact you had mentioned about THA impact ranking, also how we can contribute to SDGs. And this is another area where we are now focusing on, our university is focusing on impact and on those 17 SDGs, and also how we can work on multidisciplinary and transdisciplinary areas. In fact, we had established a Center for Translational Research also here. So there are a lot of scope. We had gone through the presentation, very interesting, those clusters, centers of excellence that you have mentioned. We also have 13 clusters here on the same line. So we are seeing a lot of synergy and a lot of thought process which are very similar in practices that we had at Amity or at Sussex. And we can really do a lot of collaborative works at the faculty level, at the department levels, and definitely at the university when we talk about joint degree programs, dual degree, or even twinning programs. Thank you.
We welcome you at Amity University. I'm Shafali Kashyap, working as a Deputy Director in Amity Foundation for Science, Technology and Innovation Alliances. My core research area is outcome mapping in higher education. Currently, I'm handling 2 major projects of DST and one of DBT Welcome Trust India Alliance, wherein we are imparting trainings of around 22 training programs we have already conducted in various IITs on these instrumentation facilities. And DBT Welcome Trust project is basically revolves around the automated project management system, which will be going to develop across 12 campuses of Amity University. The specific collaborative areas where we would really like to talk to you under the guidance of Dr. G. Singh, the various bilateral multilateral projects of DST, DBT, ICMR, and the fellowship schemes for Indian diaspora candidates, because sir has mentioned that around 28% of the faculty members are overseas in your university. So maybe Indian diaspora faculty who are really interested to come back maybe for a month's time in Amity, we would really like to host them. They can help in knowledge sharing, and Government of India, DST, is sponsoring those faculty members. Will be taking care of their accommodation, their boarding, everything will be taken care by Government of India, and Amity would really like to host them. And under the guidance of Dr. G. Singh, we would really like to process their applications. This call will really going to announce in the month of December. Even sir, you are also eligible for that call. We would really like to have your application as well. With the help of sir, maybe we can process your application. And this project is basically for 3 years. You can come here in Amity University, you can stay here for a once time, and you can help our faculty member, guide our faculty member. Only a research proposal need to be done wherein sir can help us. And the other fellowship schemes are the Ramanunjan and Ramalingan Fellowship. You will be happy to note in Amity, we have the highest number in India across all international, all national repute institutions, IITs. Amity is one of the university having the highest number of Ramalingan and Ramanunjan. This fellowship is only for the postdocs, Indian postdoc candidates who are interested to come back to India, and 5-year fellowship is there. Our team is looking after all these fellowships and the bilateral and multilateral. And the area of quantum technology you have mentioned, you have one center in quantum technology. We already have artificial intelligence center of excellence here. Dr. M.K. Datta is looking after this. So maybe in the quantum technology, we have good faculty strength. If in your collaboration, we can develop this center here in Amity University, because there are around 25 technology innovation hubs which have been developed by DST, wherein Amity will going to partner with IIT BHU and IIT Delhi. So for that, we'll be really needing this quantum technology center here in Amity University. Maybe our faculty will interact with you and we can go ahead with this center of excellence. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Amity. This is Isha Sood. I'm working as a Deputy Manager at Amity Foundation for Science, Technology, Innovation Alliances, where my key role is to facilitate national and international research alliance. As Ms. Shafali mentioned, that we look after the bilateral and multilateral grants, where we act as a catalyst to develop the network between the faculties from Amity as well as faculties from the partnering institution at national level as well as at the international level. So we come across several funding schemes which are being announced by Government of India as well as the international funding bodies. They announced some funding opportunities where we map map the areas of expertise of the faculties and bring them on board to develop some sustainable project, and we bid against those projects. So we can work together. As you mentioned that health, medical sciences, life sciences and engineering are the core areas, along with business management. We can work jointly to bid those projects as they are of high repute. We can map the expertise of the faculties from both the organizations, and we can go for those projects as well as funding opportunities for fellowships. As Indian diaspora act as a
This point has already been taken. So
Yes, sir.
if we can be very brief, because we need to finish a meeting in time. So your name, if all the participants, I can request name, areas where we want to work together, and then we are creating a document which we will send to them.
Sure.
But we appreciate your enthusiasm, but they also have to leave, and then we have got a limited time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good morning and most welcome. Myself, Dr. Aditya Tomar. I am the director of MIT Law School, Noida. Basically, as our Group Vice Chancellor already told about, that we are the biggest law school of India, not only India, Asia. And right now we are having 12 law school across the India. And we are having a law school in MIT in Dubai, that is MIT Law School Dubai. That is the only law school which is affiliated with the Bar Council of India. So here we are just running the programs of a 5-year integrated program in which psychology is also a major compulsory subject. And we are offering BA LLB Humanities with BBA LLB and BCom LLB. And we are having 3-year LLB program and different 13 specializations in which science, technology, health law, media law are the specialization for 1-year LLM program. And we are just providing the training and consultancies to the Ministry of Law and Justice, NHRC, State Human Rights Commissions, and we are closely working with the Indian judiciary through their legal services department, in which we are providing the legal aid and the sensitization program to the rural background and the poor and needy persons. So in which both the universities can connect and conduct that joint training programs, consultancies, trainings, and the projects.
Any do with them? Any area which you feel that we can develop a program, academic program also besides training and consulting?
Basically, sir, we organize a international conference that is scheduled in the February 2024.
No, I'm talking about academic program. Any
Academic program, we can certainly organize some program in terms of diploma programs also. Basically, here in India, the legal education is controlled by the Bar Council of India. So the structure for the degree program is same, but for the 1-year LLM program, in which we are having certain tie-ups with the UK universities, USA's, and the Australian universities, where the students are allowed to complete 6 months over here and 6 months with the host universities in the foreign. So likewise, we can develop the 1-year LLM programs.
And I think that you need to, yeah, absolutely. And we also need to look at that whether you are being recognized by the Bar Council of India. If you're not, we have helped some of the international universities to get that recognition. So we can work very closely with you, which we'll put in the strategic document now, that if you want, then we can introduce you to the Bar Council of India. We can help. We can help you in documentation also, which we have done in with our other partners, and then can develop a program which is valid in UK, and then ask students if they are doing or taking advanced entry, then they can practice in UK also, and your students can practice in India.
And the progression to advanced.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We offer,
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Basically, so on annual basis, 80 to 100 students are just going to UK every year for the PG program, for the undergraduate, and basically they are interested to practice over there. So the minimum qualification as per the state wise, whatever the minimum qualification, we are just supporting them to get it.
So, but if you can also send your points that how we can introduce their programs, especially LLM,
yes,
and how quickly we can do, and we can do the articulation.
Sure,
that would be very helpful.
Thank you.
Good afternoon and very warm welcome to Amity. I am Dr. Garima and I am heading international collaboration for engineering department. We are having engineering department running in various disciplines: computer science, information technology. We are having civil engineering, mechanical engineering. We are having a strength of around 5,500 plus students. We are also running graduate programs, master's programs, and PhD programs. We want to collaborate with you for 2+2 programs and study abroad programs, and also we want to have your assistance in supervision of our PhDs, joint research with our faculties, so that we can have good research work and joint projects. And we also want to work with you in the case for 2+2 as well as joint master's program, so that it would be beneficial for our students as well. Thank you.
You can also think upon that all the engineering students in their final semester, they do 6 months abroad, and under the new education policy, undergrad students, they can do apprenticeship program abroad. So are all engineering students, management students, biotechnology students, communication, journalism, they are going in great numbers to do their apprenticeship program, and you have got very strong programs there. So maybe that Dr. Garima, you, Dr. Meghna, and then we have got other departments also. If you can write that in the document, that this is another opportunity which we are looking at. We have been able to create 117 vacancies, which are apprenticeship programs. So the where the students are going, because I think that when the students are going there, they will be able to hunt out that what kind of job opportunities are there. So maybe that we can look at in engineering as well as in business and in other departments, that how we can send students and can then also integrate with the master's program. So if they are earning credits in the final semester, then the same can be transferred under the master's program. But we'll write you a proposal.
Yeah, welcome to Amity. I said, I'm Professor Meghna Sharma, professor in the area of economics and strategy. So I echo the thought of Professor Chatterjee when you talk about Joseph Schumpeter. We do not know whether we are a person of contradiction or not, but we echo the thoughts of entrepreneurship. And we have entrepreneurial cell in each and every institute where we nurture a business idea and we take it to the final destination, so that entire cell is working on place. Talking about the new age program, what we call, and artificial intelligence, business intelligence, data analytics is not a new word these days. But we are talking about these programs when nobody thought of launching these programs, as very rightly said by Group Vice Chancellor Sir, that we thought we launched these programs 7-8 years back. So our 3 batches are already out in industry. So we echo the thought that we dare to be different, as you very rightly mentioned. To extend the thought very quickly, I am respecting the time paucity. We also have, because we concerned, we do not only talk about people and profit, we also talk about planet. So keeping that in sync, we recently launched BBA and MBA program to understand the climate change, to understand the green management. So we have launched a program, BBA and MBA in sustainability management. As per new education policy, it's a partnership model. So it is industry academia partnership, where industry is supporting us for these program as far resource, as far as content delivery is concerned. So that is one academic area. Research area would be a very, very interesting area to collaborate with. In May, we have IEEE conference there in London, and supported by Springer and Taylor Francis. We'll be very happy if, under your permission, if we can have a session, joint session with Amity and Sussex there during our conference. We can collaborate, we can present joint papers, we can work on joint funded project, and the things we'll discuss separately. Isabel, we are already in touch with, and our articulation is already in place. So lots of email exchanges have already taken place, and it is already in place. So management, it is done. Articulation is done. Research collaboration, definitely we can talk about.
Meghna, so far BS, I was just going through documents. So BS we have been able to do.
Yes.
We'd like to explore for MS, artificial intelligence area, climate change, green technology, sustainability. I think these are the 3 other areas from the business school which like to concentrate at. May we are organizing this research conference, where I think quite a few top and researchers from across the world, especially from the business schools, they will be there. So we would request that if we can do a joint session,
Yes.
and maybe that at that point of time can launch all the articulation programs.
Absolutely.
Also, that would be great.
Absolutely.
So one quick thing here, we have been at SPRU and at the business school working with Seoul National University on a summer program on sustainability and innovation. And the business school is very different from other business schools because we have a great diversity in sustainability scholars.
Correct.
Very non-traditional business school that way. So we should talk a little bit about whether we can create a SNU type summer program or a winter program on sustainability and innovation for the planet, like you
Absolutely.
said, in terms of green businesses.
Right.
So, idea. We
Yes.
are doing similar program with John Hopkins also. So I think that, and she's there in US in this summer. So I think that that would be a great idea.
Absolutely.
If we can develop very strong program which is concentrating on the summers.
And that is a time when most of our students, they are comparatively free. They pick up internship and does it, Indian system. So it would be great if they get an international exposure. It will enhance their value and also dialogue with the international community.
Right.
Do that. Write that in the proposal.
Absolutely. And for PhD scholars also, we have lots of scholars who are working on ESGs. So we can have joint research guidance also if we want to collaborate on research. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good afternoon, one and all. My name is Varun, and I take care of international partnerships and alliances. And thank you, Professor Chatterjee, Professor Banerjee, Sohail, and Radhika. I think we exchange the same roots. You are also. I'm also ex-TOI. You're also ex-TOI. So good to connect and look forward to a mutually beneficial partnership. Thank you.
TOI is history. MIT is future.
Yes, sir.
Incidentally, I am also ex-TOI.
Good afternoon. I am Rear Admiral Alok Bhatnagar. After leaving the Navy, I joined in Amity as the Deputy Director General for International Affairs. I must say, after hearing your presentation and listening to your very erudite and learned colleagues, I am really blown off. In a manner of speaking, your accomplishments as university are outstanding, and I was only focusing on the internationalization footprint that you have, not only in UK but all over the world. I really feel that we should build up on our relationship that we already have. And like it was just mentioned, the only thing that I would like to underscore is that we need to have a mutually beneficial partnership. And going back to the National Education Policy, which our Group Vice Chancellor, Dr. Gurinder Singh, has mentioned, there is a strong emphasis on internationalization in that policy, wherein our Prime Minister himself has added a clause which says internationalization at home, and his wish to make India Vishwa Guru. So, taking a leaf from that, our founder president, Dr. Ashok Chauhan, and our Chancellor, Dr. Atul Chauhan, have launched a program called Amity Cross-Border Education Program, which facilitates foreign students to come and take the advantage of what we offer in Amity. And while you have seen the presentation of Dr. Gurinder Singh is very succinctly brought out what we can offer at Amity, you would also know where India stands in the world order today and how we are growing at the pace and scale at which we are growing is really impressive. So it is only the right time for students from other parts of the world, including UK and Sussex, to come and spend time in India and get a stamp of being part of the winning team. I would really urge you to motivate your students to come and spend time here. The program that we run, which is was Dr. Singh was mentioning, India Immersion Program, is a good start. It's a 1 month long program where students can come and learn not only about academics, also get a cultural immersion in India. They will take them to Taj, to Jaipur, and places around Delhi. And I must let you know that from the last group of students that came from UK, 26 of them had come, and 4 of them have promised to come back for longer durations for a degree program or so. So thank you very much for your presentation and your thoughts on various issues. Really impressive. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Isabel Hussey, and I'm the Regional Manager for Central and South Asia. Thank you very much for having us today, and also for having our students this summer. That was really gratefully appreciated. My role in this is largely to support our university, to support yourselves, and to support our academics in taking all of these ideas forward. Yeah, very excited about the articulation that we'll hopefully have in place very, very soon. And that's what I'm here for. So lovely to meet you all.
Hello, everyone. To begin with, it's an absolute honor to be in a room full of such experts. Huge thanks to Mr. Singh, Himani, Kanishk, and Preeti to give me another opportunity to meet you all. I'm Radhika. I'm the South Asia advisor. I work along with Isabel, ensuring that all the students from India have a smooth journey to Sussex. So I'm right here based out of New Delhi. and looking forward to a long partnership. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Ruchi Jain. I'm from Amity School of Business. I'm a professor of marketing. I think the path of collaboration is already chalked out by Dr. Gurinder Singh. My only submission is that while giving the online programs, we can look towards the hyper personalized kind of program where we will be able to offer the students courses in something like luxury retailing or sustainable or green marketing kind of courses, because I have observed that all the undergrads, when they go for postgrads, most of the time they look for the courses which are as per their career aspiration, which is very focused. So that's why I would suggest some kind of hyper personalized courses. That's my submission. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Dr. Banerjee and Dr. Chatterjee. I'm Professor Dr. Seema Bhatnagar. I'm Assistant Director at Amity Institute of Biotechnology, and I take care of the internationalization process for my department. I was very happy to see your slides, and especially about the Center for Global Health and Research, and your submission that we would be interested in collaboration for global health. So a lot of our faculty are working in the area of natural products and indigenous plants, which in the traditional knowledge we know that they have medicinal properties. So I have seen the focus areas of the Global Health Center at your university, and we do have faculty in that area. So that is something that would be a low-hanging fruit for us, and we would like to collaborate with your Center of Global Health. And also, as Sir was discussing, that reducing the cost of drugs. So this could be a good source through which we could explore this opportunity. The second point that I feel is again a low hanging fruit is student mobility through apprenticeship and dissertations. So a lot of our students, we know that almost 50%, they are interested in higher studies abroad. And the dissertation and apprenticeship, this is a good opportunity for them to know the research facility and what is the kind of research going on. So that is something that the students would be interested. And I do see that you have biomedical science, you offer BSc in biomedical science. So we also offer medical biotechnology. We call it medical biotechnology in India. So it's a similar program. So we could develop articulations in those areas. So these are the three main areas I think we can move forward with. Thank you very much.
Good morning. My name is Naresh Sharma. I'm from the media department. Mass communication is the oldest department of Amity University. And now, 5 years back, they started film and drama department. So I studied in FTI Pune, and then I worked for 12 years in the industry, and 18 years I was heading a standalone film school. I recently joined Amity University because there's a bigger platform to do things. As I said, that the filmmaking is really very vast in terms of the various departments, like you have direction, cinematography, editing, sound recording, etc., etc. But to have an immediate collaboration, I think that the documentary filmmaking could be one, because India has so many subjects, and in the past, particularly this year, 2 documentaries which were nominated in the Oscar. One of them was the Oscar winner, another was almost close to winning, but being nominated for the long feature category is really prestigious. So subject of Indian subjects might appeal to the student who are studying over there, and if they would like to come here and collaborate, that would be immediate something. It's strike in my mind. That though I really need to do a little research how we can collaborate on various other departments. I would also like to take the opportunity, though it is not my department, but presence of Dr. Singh inspired me to say this. I had a privilege to shoot 46 Gurdwaras in Punjab 20 years back. Then I observed something, that people who are rich enough traveling in a Mercedes Benz comes in early morning, park their car and clean the floor. They take care of the shoes section where they polish. So what we call in Hindi called seva bhav, because you being an Indian at the core of your heart, you will understand this word very, very more deeper. So we serve our nation, we serve our parents, humanity, poor. So since the kindness was one of something which you mentioned, so something like that in an Indian context, probably you could set up a department over there that if people wanted to do a research in Indian context in various religion, how this term is being induced in the people who belongs to different communities and religion, and how this term is such an important for us that even if in corporate sector they would call it as a corporate social responsibility where the kindness is one part, so maybe something on this particular term called seva bhav in Hindi, I would say, maybe in English you could translate as a serving people, serving humanity, serving our colleagues, friends, parents, etc., etc. Something like that department, if could happen in an Indian context, we would be very happy to host them over here and provide all the help. Thank you.
Good afternoon to all our esteemed guests, and I'll very quickly say whatever I have to say. I've heard all my colleagues, and of course, a very detailed presentation by the guests as well as Dr. Gurinder Singh. I'm Ranjana Bhatia. I'm heading psychology, Institute of Psychology, and yesterday only I learned that ours is the third biggest institute in the university. So we are growing very, very fast. And I would like to straight away take up from what Mr. Naresh has just now said. In fact, I had already written on my paper. This is again on kindness. So since we are dealing with psychology and its upcoming field, I would like to have some kind of collaboration or maybe a certificate course or a diploma, or I don't know how Dr. Gurinder Singh will be able to guide us further, and even Dr. Robin, Professor Robin. So something to do with kindness, empathy, and peace also I would like to add in that. So if a certificate or a diploma jointly with Amity and your esteemed university can be designed, I'm sure a lot of students would like to take. And we have almost 14 courses, 14 different programs in our MIT Institute of Psychology and Allied Sciences. So in addition to what my other friends have said, I would like to add guest lectures. So these guest lectures could be online and if possible offline, like two of our friends are with us right now. So a guest lecture can be arranged in future, maybe offline and otherwise online. And one of my colleague also mentioned about a PhD, so PhD supervisors, co-guides. So that will also, give us a very wide spectrum. Then internship is also another area of which would interest us. And of course, exchange, student and faculty exchange. So this is what I could, but the focus is again on kindness. That's also your forte also, kindness, empathy, and laced with peace. Thank you so much.
Thank.
I forgot to make this statement, which I always do, that psychologists are mind engineers. So this can also be related to mental health, because these are actually the different aspects or dimensions of mental health only. Kindness, it gives us, happy mind, peace, and empathy, like he just now gave such a beautiful example. So all these are directly or indirectly related to mental health. So thank you.
A warm welcome to you all again, and I would like to really thank Isobel and Radhika for making this possible and always helping us through this visits and collaborations. I'm Kanishk. I look after the international affairs under the leadership of our Group Vice Chancellor, Dr. Singh. And I think we've had, and thank you to our fellow colleagues from Amity also for sparing time and giving some brilliant thoughts. So I think my team, our international department will now be working hard. You made our job difficult with so many provoking thoughts to now make that bridge between the two universities and make these things possible. But we've had success in the past, and we look forward to your support in making this successful in future also. Thank you, and look forward to the rest of your trip at Amity.
We have three persons from IIT. I'll quickly introduce them. Himani, Preeti, and Mohini. All of them, they are helping us. Since time is very short, I think that we will like to conclude. But I think that we are taking now all the points. We will create a matrix and then we will send to you. But all the points are very well taken. But immediately, we would like to work on the TNE model, which you have explained that's on the priority list. But if everyone can just give us a very small matrix, points, what you want to implement, right, and how these needs to be done, then we will be able to send it to you. And then we would like to have fortnightly meetings with you. We'll define some timeline so that by February everything is we are able to close down quickly the programs which have already been finalized. And thank you so much, both of you, Isabel and Radhika, for continuously following up. We would like to put that in the admission calendar also. So I think the programs which have been finalized, we will request that if that can be put in the admission calendar, TNE model by February, if this can be finalized, all financials, etc., discussions. I know it takes time, but we want that in next 2 to 3 months we are able to close it up.
Sometimes
Some
agreements
yeah,
are quicker than others.
yeah.
Full joint institute TNEs is quite
Yeah,
complicated.
absolutely.
That takes a big lead in time, but progression, articulation, there should be things we can do.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Professor Robin and Professor Chatterjee. It was a pleasure listening to you, to both of you. We will follow up on all the points, convey our best wishes and regards to your Vice Chancellor. We look forward to welcoming her. And if I am in there before the last week of February, I will surely visit you. Thank you. We have some memento.
Thank you so much, sir. For the felicitation ceremony, may I please request Professor Dr. Gurinder Singh, Honorable Group Vice Chancellor, Amity Universities, and our senior colleagues from Amity to please come forward. We are presenting a memento to our esteemed guests, Professor Robin Banerjee, Pro Vice Chancellor, Global and Civic Engagement, University of Sussex, UK. Professor Chitrandan Chatterjee, Professor of Economics of Innovation and Global Health, University of Sussex Business School.
Request all of them can come in one frame because they are combined photos.
Miss Isabel Hasse, Regional Manager, University of Sussex, UK. And Miss Radhika Arora, Regional Advisor, South Asia, University of Sussex, UK. May we request everyone to please join in for a group photograph.